Welcome to Piano Video Lessons Year 1 Unit 6. Today's lesson is number 5 of Unit 6, and you can click the info card to come on over to PianoVideoLessons.com where you can find the ebook and the links to all of the free videos. In today's lesson, we're going to be learning to play From the New World, and this piece is in B flat major, and it uses the dotted quarter note. So we're going to be putting together all of the things we've learned from lessons 3 and 4. This video is sponsored by my patrons at Patreon. Click the info card to find out more or to become a sponsor. Let's get started. We did learn about dotted quarter notes in 2 lessons ago, in lesson 3, and when we learned about those, we learned we had to count them carefully. And so we're going to have to count here at the beginning 1 and 2, that's for the first dotted quarter note, and then an and here for the 8th note, and then we'll have 3 and 4 and. So we can tap this right hand rhythm or clap it. I'm going to clap it, it's easier. I don't know, what's easier for you? I'm going to clap it. Here we go, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. 3 and 4 and. So in these 2 measures, the rhythm was identical. In this next measure, we have the same pattern we started with, a dotted quarter 8th, and then we have it again. So on beat 3 and 4, we'll start with a dotted quarter, and then on the last part of beat 4, we'll have that 8th note. And then we have a nice long 4-beat note. If we look at the second line of music, you can see, if you look carefully, that the rhythm is almost identical. Almost. There's a difference right here. Can you see it? Instead of having the dotted quarter rhythm here, it's going to go 1 and on a ta quarter note, and then 2 and on the next quarter note. And then we'll have 3 and 4, and then another little and here. So the second half of the measure has the same rhythm, but the first half has 2 quarter notes in place of the dotted quarter 8th pattern. So let's try from here. Ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. In this next line, we have this rhythm. We have 2 quarter notes and a half note. We have 4 quarter notes, and we have a whole note. So we've got only just this rhythm that's repeating itself from a previous line. Let's go ahead and clap it. Ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Great. And on the next line, we see the same rhythm that we just did. Then if we go to the next line, we have a very similar rhythm to these lines, but this one has the altered quarter half note. So let's try clapping this line. Ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if you're having any trouble with any of these rhythms, go ahead and work out the counting and write it in with a pencil so that you can see what you should be saying on each of those beats. And then we have this line here, which again has 2 quarter notes hidden in this dotted quarter rhythm pattern. So this is the same as the first measure, rhythm-wise, and the same here, second measure. And then this is the same as the third. Oh, it's not the same. Here we have 2 hidden quarter notes in this measure. So we're going to have 1 and 2 for our dotted quarter, and then an and for this 8th note. And here we have 3 and 4 and 2 even quarter notes, 2 exact straight quarters. So let's go ahead and clap this rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's your first practice step, is to count and tap the right hand's rhythm. You might want to skip this step, but I'm going to tell you now, the reason you're learning to play piano and not just finding YouTube tutorials that teach you how to play a song is because you want to understand. And you need to understand these rhythms. The only way to to understand them is to pull them apart and understand their parts, how they count, and then do it. Actually clap these rhythms. If you just watch me do it, you're not going to get the learning out of it. I already know how to do it. You need to make your body do these things. That's what learning piano is all about. So now the next step is to do it with both hands. So the left hand spends a lot of time holding for 4 or tapping or playing every second beat. So if you look through the entire piece, just scan the music, you'll see that this is really the only place that it's different. It holds for 3 and then it rests. And it's a good thing it does because it gives us time to move our hand a little bit. And then we go down to a low B flat. That's the only measure that isn't either 4 beats or 2 plus 2. So, which is 4. So now we're going to tap with both hands. And I'll demonstrate starting on line 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's easy for me to do. It might be hard for you. If it's easy for you, go ahead and do the next line and the next line. If any of these lines is tricky for you, you need to slow it down. So I'm going to slow down and do line number 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So go ahead and practice tapping and counting both hands together. Practicing any line that gives you trouble. This is also very important. This is actually way easier than playing all the right fingers on the right notes in the right rhythm. So we need to understand how the rhythm is laying on the page and execute it with just our hands. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I hope you're keeping track of your progress on your practice sheet. If you haven't come on over to PianoVideoLessons.com, you should do that now so that you can get access to all of my free videos. And if you really enjoyed this lesson, I would love it if you would consider becoming a sponsor on Patreon.